welcome back to the Spoilercast, the podcast where we talk about mostly new movies, but in this case, an old movie, and we don't care about spoiling it because it's the Spoilercast. And with me, as always, my trusty co-host and sister, Rebecca.
Hello.
Hello. And this is a little bit of a new setup. I mean, it basically looks the same. You're just not gonna see the intro, because we are streaming it live for the first time, I think. Yeah.
No, we've done it live once before, but that was on. I think we streamed live on YouTube.
Oh, that might be true. Yeah. But this is gonna be the new format where we stream it live, hopefully every Thursday.
Yeah.
I think. And then it's going to be uploaded sometime Friday or Saturday on YouTube.
Yes.
But because, I realized that
Oh god, the sun just went straight through the clouds and
oh my god. Yeah, I got blown out. So yeah, you're going to have to deal with stuff like this because it's live now. But yeah, I've realized that live streaming, that can be fun to talk to people, but sometimes, oh my god, you're completely blown out.
No.
I find it more entertaining to just stream conversations like this. That's better. Oh my god!
What if the sun disappears? I'm gonna be like, see, now
my...
the sun goes behind a cloud.
Well,
this setup is not ideal.
Pull the curtains down.
It's pulled. It's a very light curtain. It's very sheer. That's the word, sheer.
Okay.
My
Now you're completely out of focus. What happened?
I don't know. Hello, I'm back.
There you are.
Hi.
Yes, hello. This is... Yeah, well, it's the first episode live, so we're gonna have some hiccups.
Yes. I'm gonna try and get a better curtain before next time.
Alright.
Because this curtain sucks.
Anyway. Welcome to the show. We're ready to begin. And we did do, because we have been doing this rather sporadically, mostly because of movies. We have to watch the same movie, and we don't have the same work hours. You have more stuff going on in your life than I do, so.
Well, you have other types of things that you can control more than I can. I have other people to control it with.
Yeah, but we did make a comeback episode a few months ago. We did A Quiet Place.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, because we're gearing up for A Quiet Place Part 2. A movie I wasn't even excited to see, but then I rewatched the first one. I was like, hey, it's actually good. So we were all super pumped to see the second one. And then the goddamn virus happened. And the world...
Quarantine!
The world has been on lockdown for the last, I think I've been working from home almost 3 months now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's insane.
Actually, I think I'm on week 9.
Yeah. I think I'm something similar. So yeah, we didn't watch any movies. I haven't been to the cinema since February.
Cinemas closed down, like...
Yeah. There's
the same time we started working from home, the main theater company...
they shut down.
Shut down everything. They had one premiere left, and they decided not to show it either. Which was A Quiet Place, I think.
That got canceled completely.
Yeah, no, that was the last one they were supposed to do.
Yeah,
but then they were like, no.
Yeah. There are a couple of art house cinemas open, but I don't think there are a lot of people going there because it's in the middle of Stockholm, the largest city in Sweden, and most movies are being canceled. I mean, they're still showing some smaller movies, but I'm not gonna risk it. I've been staying at home watching movies digitally. Unfortunately, I actually have an invitation to a press screening for a movie 1 week from Monday. It's a Danish movie, and I might go see that. I might have to see that. They do offer digital copies, but I kind of want to go to a cinema. It's been so long.
Mask, bring some what's it called, hand sanitizer.
Yeah, I know.
Wear some gloves. It should be fine. I mean, I go to the gym at least 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah.
As long as you stay hygienic, you spray things off, you sanitize, you don't stay too close with people, it's probably fine. I mean, I haven't gotten sick yet.
Oh, jinx! Knock on wood, Rebecca.
Oh God, the sun's coming out again.
Oh no.
What the hell? I'm just gonna adjust my exposure as we go, because you see the change, right? Even though I do it live and don't press.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
We
cool.
see it. We see it.
I can't see shit now though, but okay, cool.
Anyway, so let's start the new
The new era.
the new era of please don't no the spoiler cast where we do it live, hopefully once a week.
Hopefully,
It's a
it
bad
depends on movie
yeah,
consumption.
it's a bad time to start this new era where no movies are being released, but we're gonna do it once a week.
We can try.
We're gonna try, but we're starting with an old movie, and as you can see in the background, and if you're watching this on YouTube, you know it's about The Boy. And why are we talking about a mid-budget, pretty poorly received PG-13 horror movie from 2016? Well, honestly, a little bit out of desperation, because
Yes.
yeah, the sequel.
God.
Oh, you're going dark again. Oh my god.
Oh God, that was too much.
The sequel actually came out on digital a couple of months ago, and I didn't really care about it until I saw a review for it, and it sounded so ridiculous. I was like, oh my god, I want to see that. I have to see this, and I know. And then I thought I should rewatch the original, and I know you and I went and saw that in the cinema back in 2016.
I think we saw it on the premiere day in Sweden.
Yeah, because we thought, or I at least partially thought, maybe this will be so bad that it's good. I of course hoped it would be good, but I thought it would probably be
The
pretty bad.
premise is so strange.
Yeah.
That I'm not sure you can make it good. I think we had back then. I think we kind of speculated like, okay, there's probably two options. Either it is a fucking ghost, or I think we actually sort of saw it coming. Like we said, or he's somehow alive and messing with them.
Yeah, but I think
there are twists that we didn't really maybe anticipate.
No, sure, and I gotta say, it's a movie I haven't really forgot about, but I think that's mostly because of the experience watching it in the cinema with you, because we had a lot of fun with the movie. Because it's pretty, it is spoilers. It's pretty bad.
Yes.
But like you said, it has some interesting ideas. But I think we should go through the story first. So, The Boy stars Lauren Cohen, who had just recently quit The Walking Dead, I think.
Yeah.
I think it was around the time that she got off the show, and she wanted to spread her acting wings and star in movies, and she got this. Anyway.
Poor thing.
Yeah. She plays Greta, or Greta Evans, as she's called, an American nanny, or I guess an American person, who goes to Great Britain to work as a nanny for a family, a wealthy family called the Heelshires. But when she arrives, she realizes that the child she's supposed to nanny is a doll, and that the parents, who are pretty old, treat the doll as a real boy. And she's and first she's like, "This is a joke, right?" No. You have to care for this doll, well, because they're going to go on a vacation
for the first time in forever.
Yeah, in a very, very long time. Which we find out why later. And so they leave, and at first she doesn't really say, okay, I'll care for this doll.
She puts it on his chair and covers him with a blanket and leaves him for like a day.
Yeah.
And a night.
Yeah.
I think.
And this house, as is fashionable in horror movies, it's way out in the countryside, in a forest basically. So there's no cell phone reception. They don't have any internet there. I don't even think they have a TV. You don't ever see a TV.
No, they have a landline.
Yeah, they have a landline. But
That's it.
Once a week, a delivery guy comes by with weekly groceries from
Malcolm?
Malcolm. Yeah. Played by Rupert Evans, I think his name is.
Yes.
Which is kind of funny, because I always think of another Rupert Evans, but he's American and whatever. It doesn't matter. I always get confused when I watch the movie, which I have 3 times now, I think. Anyway, yeah, I saw it a few years ago just for fun. It was just as bad. Anyway, however, while she's just, lounging around in the house, the doll seems to be alive. It changes positions, her clothes start disappearing, and she can even hear the doll talking through the walls. And walking sometimes. Yeah. And that's the premise, basically, for the movie. She tries to find out how this doll can be alive. And
what the fuck is going on?
What the hell's going on, right? And that premise is kind of boring. I mean, the execution of it is boring because nothing happens for the first 50 minutes, and it's an hour and 34 minutes without credits. Nothing happens.
It's barely 1:30 without credits.
Oh, okay. So around 90 minutes. If you don't count the opening credits, it's even shorter. And it just consists of her walking around this big house, like showering, talking on the phone, reading, drinking wine, and then she has a couple of dreams where she gets spooked and wakes up. Oh, it's just a dream. So there's not even real scares, the first couple of scares.
No.
And then you have these small little things with the doll, like imperceptible like changes to the doll. And nothing really, nothing of substance really happens until the shower scene, because you gotta have a shower scene, of course.
It's a horror movie.
Where all of a sudden we see it from supposedly the doll's perspective when he takes her dress and her necklace out of the bathroom. And it's like, okay, so the doll is alive? I don't know. They shouldn't have done it in that, from that perspective. They should have just shown the stuff being, gone from the room, from the bathroom. But after this,
I think we're trying to fool the audience to thinking that it is actually the doll because of the height level of the camera.
Yeah, okay.
This was his eye level. He was a short thing, so it was the doll.
Okay,
but,
that makes
considering
sense.
what we know, he was just crawling.
Okay, yeah. But after that, when she, because Malcolm, of course, becomes her only connection to the outside world, and there's a little bit of a budding romance, but barely. It's fine, She starts talking to him about the doll, and he mentions what happened to the real boy, because there actually was a real boy before.
Brahms.
Yeah, called Brahms. They call the doll Brahms. And that the boy died in a fire when he was just 8 years old. And that the mother started caring for this doll to kind of cope with her depression, and then just kind of took over. So he's been delivering their groceries for years, so he just accepts it.
Along. Yeah. Everyone just plays along, basically.
Yeah, but she starts wondering if it might actually be, like we said, there might be like the ghost of Brahms or something in the doll, because the doll starts moving around. And she actually, there's one scene which is one of the better scenes in the movie, where she basically goes insane. Like, she starts laughing and crying at the same time, and she sees the doll's legs, and the little crack between the door and the floor, walking outside the room and talking to her. And after that, she gets convinced that it is alive. The doll's alive, or the spirit of Brahms is alive in the doll. And then she tries to explain this to Malcolm. And those parts of the movie, each time I watch it, I'm so bored the first 15 minutes or something. But when that happens, every time, especially the first time, because I didn't know what was going to happen, I'm just like, this is interesting. Like, she starts accepting the doll as a living thing, and we see Malcolm watching this happen as well, and kind of starting to accept it too. And that was a neat concept. The problem is that goes on for about 10 minutes. Total runtime 10 minutes, because after that Greta's ex-boyfriend turns up, and that is also a very thin like B-plot, that she's actually on the run from him because he's abusive.
I feel like you really needed that, to be honest.
No, not really.
You didn't need her. You didn't need to give her such a strong reason to leave America.
No.
You didn't need him to be the one who lashes out and brings out the real Brom. That could have been Malcolm just snapping or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it adds about 10 minutes to the movie, which they kind of need.
Yeah, they kind of need that. And there is this she has also experienced the loss of a child because she was pregnant when he abused her, and when they mentioned that she wakes up in a hospital realizing the baby's dead because he had been violent towards her. So that adds a little bit.
Yeah, but you don't have to introduce the ex for that. You could just have had that happen to her.
Yeah, and we also find that out, like, literally the scene or a couple of scenes before he appears in the house. And then you have like 10 very tense minutes where you have the battered wife syndrome, where she like cooks him dinner and she plays nice, which I guess you kind of have to, because if she doesn't, he's going to become abusive again. But still, and then it just becomes this. For 10 minutes, it becomes this weird domestic drama between them and Malcolm, kind of like hanging out in the sidelines, like, should I help or should I do something? I don't know. And just comes out of nowhere, and it's like, there's 15 minutes of the movie left. Where is this going? And then, of course, Cole, the ex-boyfriend, becomes angry. Like, he, of course, thinks the whole thing with the doll is ridiculous, so he's just angry with the doll from the beginning. But then, of course, he gets super angry, so he takes the doll from her, because she's still treating it as a real boy, and just smashes it. And then the wall starts shaking. You can hear someone...
That's a cool way to make it, again, seem like maybe it's a ghost.
Yeah. And then Cole goes up to listen to the... Like, what... And of course he listens to the wall in front of a mirror, because that's cooler. And then from nowhere, the mirror smashes! He gets thrown back, and out of the wall climbs a boy! A real boy! There was a boy living in the walls!
Grown-ass man.
Well, yeah, a grown-ass man. Like, what is he, like 25, 30 something?
Yeah, it has to be the same age that that Greta and Malcolm is about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they mentioned that. So he was 8 when he died, and that was 21 years ago or something like that, I think.
20 years, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, 29.
So he's about, 20, 29.
So...
And they mentioned that he should be the same age as Malcolm.
Yeah, exactly. So out of the walls climbs Brahms. He survived this fire, and now he's crazy and lives in the walls. Why he lives in the walls? I don't know. They have a vague explanation, but it doesn't explain why he has to live in the walls 24/7.
No.
Because they say like, oh, back when he was a child, they talked about him being peculiar, and there was rumors that he killed a little girl when he was 8 years old, and that's why the fire was started, because when the police were supposed to arrive to talk to the family, the house was already ablaze, and Brahms died.
Basically, it sounds like Mom was a bit too overprotective and went like, oh shit, they can't talk to you, they can't know what you did, let's just pretend we killed you. Well, you died, but she set the fire, and he's accidentally caught on fire as well, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Because his face is messed up, we can see that.
Yeah, we see that, because he's wearing a doll mask. He's gone completely insane.
Well, you kind of probably do that after 20 years inside the walls.
Yeah.
Alone.
So he starts attacking Cole, of course, for breaking the doll. And then it becomes this, a typical like chase scene. Well, Malcolm and Greta are trying to escape from Brahms. And for some reason, even though he's been living in the walls, eating scraps basically, because they eat food, And they actually make a notice of this, like how he eats. Because they don't throw away any food. Any food that doesn't get eaten, they put in little Tupperware containers and freeze. And the first time I saw the movie was like, okay, that's a weird detail. Why do we care about that? Oh, who do you think eats the frozen food? Brahms, of course.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are little details like that that kind of legitimizes the whole thing, but in the end, it's still a dude living in the walls, which is weird. And for some reason, he's got like supernatural strength because he gets beaten up.
Huge.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's just, because it's intimidating that he grew up to be a big boy. But he takes.
Because if you grow up inside the walls,
yeah, he should be like hunched over.
Yeah, something. But no. He's big ass brawling dude with straight back and supernatural strength, more or less.
Yeah, because he can throw people like several feet into a wall. He can take several like hits to the head with like a 2x4. He gets stabbed in the abdomen and like survives that. Yeah, and he because he can move through the walls, but sometimes he's just like supernaturally fast to go from first floor to second floor to like, haha, I got you, when they try to escape. I don't know.
Faster than them when they're taking the short route. That's how.
So it becomes this drawn out chase sequence, and in the end, he knocks out Malcolm. Greta tries to escape, but then you actually hear him use his real voice for once, and he says, if you don't come back, I'll kill him like I killed the other one. It's like, oh, it's a little creepy. So she comes back, fools him to think she's going to stay there. And that was the whole plan from the beginning. His parents were trying to find a nanny that could take care of him, so they didn't have to be like his hostage anymore, basically.
They were trying to replace themselves with someone else he could play with.
Yeah. And that
because he probably played these tricks with his parents for a while.
Yeah. And so, but we don't really understand that at first. And just to go back a little bit, like in the middle of the movie, out of nowhere, we have this strange scene where the parents are walking on a beach, a rocky beach, fully clothed, putting like big rocks in their pockets and just walking into the water. So
and just before that, the only thing you get to see is the mom is writing a letter.
Yeah, a letter to Brahms.
You don't really see what it says because she has this intricate handwriting. But
she says a little bit of it.
Subtitle, something like, "We're sorry about this. This is in God's hands now.
Yeah, we love you very much. She will take care of you now." They say.
No, you can take care of her. I think.
Something like that.
Take care of her. She's yours to take care of, actually.
I think she's supposed to take care of him, and she's yours to have, or something.
Okay, maybe.
So they were basically leaving her to be his new hostage while they went and killed themselves.
I'm just curious. They mention after the first day when they put Brahms to bed, doll Brahms, the mother turns to Greta and says, like, he's chosen you.
Yeah.
The other ones haven't lasted, but he's chosen you. What happened to the other ones?
Yeah, either they got killed or he just rejected them.
Doll?
What?
Did they leave as soon as they saw it was Doll? Or did he kill them?
I think that is one of those details that we're not supposed to know. We're just supposed to come to a conclusion ourselves. Like they left when we saw it was a doll, or they couldn't stick to the
scene schedule.
Yeah, the schedule, exactly. Yeah, something like that. And after watching it, you can realize, oh, it was one that Brahms actually was like attracted to or felt a connection to. Because that's basically what it is. Like, because it's a grown up person. We know what he's gonna do to her, other than her making him food and stuff. We get it, bruh. Especially since when they're in the walls, because they try to escape from him by going into the walls. They come to his little hideout, and
his apartment.
Yeah, his apartment in the walls, where he has made a doll in her image with her the dress he stole, and it's just like, yeah, okay, we get it, bro. Yeah,
he's lonely, but
he's insane.
Yeah, but you know how they do it in movies. If the man's lonely and he's a crazy person, no way a woman could love him. So he, oh god, that was more than I thought it was. So he creates an image of the woman
Yeah.
because she won't love me anyway, so I'll make her love me or
Yeah.
something. Ooh.
Well, that's kind of become real life though. With anime pillows and real dolls
Yeah,
and yeah.
which is
Your
creepy.
mic keeps cutting out.
I'm sorry, I don't know why. Maybe it's too far away.
No, I think it's the wire.
I hope not, because I don't have another wire.
Okay. Do you have like what's it called? One of those things. No. That like you have to speak at a certain volume for it to pick it up. Is it that?
It could be actually.
All right. Well, we'll fix that after the stream.
What if I do this? Is that better?
I don't know. You have to say something.
Yeah, I was talking.
Oh.
You son of a bitch. Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So back to the ending. She returns, and like acts
saves them all.
Well, yeah.
Basically.
Calm down. We gotta go
you,
through
You said that she came back and she played nice with the Brahms this time.
Oh, I said that? Okay.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Yeah, so she puts him to bed, and that's when she stabs him with a screwdriver, and she manages to grab Malcolm, and they run out of there. But then, just before the credits, we see he didn't die. See, he got beaten up, he got stabbed, and he's still fine, and he's putting the doll back together, even though some of the parts of the head are just like they're just atomized when Cole breaks it. But hey, whatever. It's
because when he breaks it, you can see a cloud of dust.
Yeah. A lot of that head is just gone.
The first time, I was like, "Oh my god, is that Brahms' ashes?"
Ooh. Yeah, I don't know.
But they can't be.
But that's the plot. So they get out of there. And I thought they were going to have like one final scare or something because they linger so long on them in the car that I thought he was going to be in the
gate.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be in the back seat like, you're not going to leave me.
Yeah, or something. Or come running from the forest or something.
Instead we got nothing. And I got, so like overall, quick review, it's a boring movie with a weird final act.
It's a weird. I mean, it's an interesting concept, but it's a weird concept.
Some of the concept is interesting.
Yes, I mean, the main thing of it, I can see what the plan was, sort of, but the execution of how they wrote the script it just went too far, I think.
Yeah. I got it, and also that they since they didn't write it to be an actual ghost or anything, they couldn't really have too many scares. That's why you have when the first real scare in the movie is when she's looking at the painting in the hallway, and the painting comes to life and grabs her, but it turns out to be a dream, and you get a couple of those.
Two in total.
Yeah. Technically 3 if you count the one in the attic. She gets locked into an attic and thinks she sees someone.
Yeah, that's true. But that's a classic one. You see a shadow in the shadows and then you trip and pass out.
Yeah.
Well, it's just a mannequin.
Yeah. But since there is no ghost in the movie or anything, they have to like make these fake supernatural scares. Without those, there wouldn't be any scares in the movie at all, except for when Brahms actually appears. And I gotta say,
they have one or two when you can see like a shadow moving behind her.
Yeah, but that's also towards the end.
Yeah, that's true. They could have introduced those earlier, though.
Yeah.
Because that could also have played into the whole supernatural bit.
Yeah, and also cut down on all the downtime where she's just walking around. Like the movie, the total runtime is 1 hour and 37 minutes. This could have easily been cut down by like 10 minutes.
But maybe they didn't want to do that because you don't want to make a movie too short.
Well, they save money on film rolls. I guess this was shot digitally. I don't know. Exactly. Anyway. And also, the ending is so lackluster. Imagine instead of having this like action scene where they fight Brahms, he just beats up Cole, kills Malcolm pretty fast after like a few minutes of chasing it at most, and he traps her in the house, and she like actually becomes compliant because she's already suffering from the battered wife syndrome, and she becomes his slave, and they extend that a little bit to show that she gets stuck there for years taking care of him or whatever. I mean, they don't have to show that, but they could be like the final shot is but I mean, that's really harsh that she would be like captured and kept as a slave for years. And you don't want to have that in your PG-13 horror movie. You want to have a happy ending for some reason. But I was just thinking about that because I saw it. I finished it on my lunch break today. I saw it in 2 sittings because it was so boring. I was just thinking, like, it's not scary. The setting is okay. It's a creepy, creaky mansion. That works, but they don't really use that much other than the knocks on the walls. Like, there should have been, like, a really, like depressing movie almost. Like, they should have introduced her losing the baby earlier. Maybe that is the reason she's leaving. And that's why she... And if you knew this, that's why she attaches herself to the doll before all the ghost stuff starts happening.
Yeah.
And then she starts questioning her sanity when the doll starts moving around. Like, oh my god, am I crazy because I lost my child, or is it actually moving around? Like, add something into that, make that matter more in the movie.
That's more or less a completely different movie.
Yeah, but
not really. Like,
I fixed it in a couple of sentences.
True. But the one thing they use that, like, why he becomes aggressive, why he starts aggressive.
Oh well, that's also a thing. Why he becomes aggressive towards her, I don't know. He kills it to others, fine, but then he starts running towards her. Shouldn't he just
He's scared she's gonna leave him?
Yeah, but shouldn't he like be like, it's okay, Greta, I took care of them, and then she starts running.
He's figured out that obviously he's figured out that that's not working.
Well, he's crazy. How does he know that?
Yeah, I know. That's weird. That's what... The character of Brahms doesn't really work.
No, they try to rationalize him, but he's supposed to be crazy. Make him crazy then.
Yeah, because they give him the doll to express how he feels towards the person taking care of him. So if you take care of the doll, you take care of him, and he's fine with it.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason he starts moving around the doll and starts creeping her out, because, well, she's not taking care of the doll. She's not taking care of him.
Yeah.
That's the trigger point, I guess, to why he becomes mean. Not aggressive, because he's only teasing her. He's only scaring her.
Yeah.
But then he seems too intelligent somehow. I don't know if...
Yeah,
I don't know if... How do you develop this kind of emotional range when you're stuck inside a wall? The only 2 people to ever interact with you anyhow is your parents, who are old by now, and I mean, the mother is obviously crazy. The father is kind of in denial. He doesn't want to pretend that this is it.
But he does kind of act like an 8-year-old. He like lashes out.
True.
Says, "Do as I say, or I'll break your toys, or in this case, I'll kill him."
But at the same time, he knows how to play on certain emotions that he should not know as an 8-year-old.
Yeah, that's true. He's very, very clever with using the doll. Or why didn't he like reveal himself earlier? Like an 8-year-old boy would like go boo, or like try to connect with her, because
when you like someone as an 8-year-old, you go up to them eventually. You don't keep hiding in the wall, and you don't become content with them playing with the doll version of you.
But then
you want them to play with you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that should take over. Like, his desire to actually be with her should take over quicker.
Yeah.
But
it's also weird how he has developed a sort of sexual emotion towards her.
Yeah.
It feels like.
Yes, and they never explicitly say that, but there is definitely like weird sexual tension towards the end of the movie. It really is. It is weird. And
the doll in the bed.
Yeah.
He's creeping on her when she's changing and taking a shower.
Yeah.
He gets mad when she's with another man.
Yeah.
I
So,
mean, how?
yeah, I don't
How
know.
does an 8-year-old
Well,
brain
it's
comprehend that?
it's all. I think it's all just plot conveniences for the movie's sake.
Yeah,
Uh,
I guess. Because, I mean, it makes no sense that he would get that from, like, his parents. No way his mother taught
yeah,
her
no,
8-year-old boy what that is.
no, no.
And the dad would, he does nothing, probably. He just like, oh, you look good.
And then also, like there's a lot that can be explained by, well, he lived in secret for 20 years, so then that's, I guess, why he wears a doll mask, so he can identify with the doll, I suppose.
Yes, and hide his
Um,
hideous face.
yeah, exactly. Why he's gone insane because he's been living in the walls. But then becomes the biggest plot hole with the movie is, why does he have to live in the walls when no one else is there except for the parents?
Yeah,
It's not like they get
maybe
random visitors.
no. I mean, they get Malcolm, but he's on schedule.
Yeah, exactly. So he
I
he
think
could be running around
maybe
as much as you want, except when Malcolm is there. And even if someone came unexpectedly, just say quickly, Brahms, go into your hiding place, and then hello.
yeah. I mean, just don't spend time at the bottom floor too
Yeah,
much. You'll be fine
yeah.
because no one will enter from the top floor. But I
What?
think maybe that has to do with what his mother did to him when she started hiding him. Because she,
Once again, that's speculation because
I guess,
we get no indication of that in the movie.
no, but I mean, what else? I mean, what else? What else? How did he end up living in the wall? Why would there be a fire after he killed the girl? If not to mask his existence.
Well, yeah, sure, yeah, mask it. He died in
And
the fire, but
but he got disformed. He got burns on his
oh
face.
yeah, yeah, we do see. Yeah,
Maybe
we see that. Yeah.
that his mother enhances that be with like, oh my god, you're even worse than you were before. You're a monster. I can't kill you because you're my son, but I don't want to look at you. Hide in the wall.
Maybe, but now
Or that becomes
you're giving the movie more like depth than the actual script. So
I know.
yeah,
If they would have played on that, then maybe it would have become a good movie.
yeah, I don't know, yeah. So yeah,
Maybe that's what the second is gonna be about.
well, I gotta say, I like I said, I watched a review of it, and that's not like why I wanted to see it. That movie or that review spoiled the entire movie, so I do know what happens. Because I was like, I don't care, I'll watch it. But then I was like, oh damn, I shouldn't have done that. But anyway, so stuff happens in it, and I'm excited to see what you think of it, and I have to actually see it. Um,
Because at first, when you watch this movie, you kind of go, yeah, what the hell I mean, they can't make a sequel.
Yeah.
What else are they gonna
Well,
do with
they
this?
can
I mean,
because he does put the doll back together in the end.
yes, but it's gonna be the same movie once again, sort of.
Yeah.
And like, as if Malcolm and Greta don't report this.
Yeah, that too. Um,
Authorities must have come. I mean, they find out that the parents have killed themselves, and they're not just gonna let that house stand there. And when they come out and say, "Well, there's a man living there. Brahms is alive.
yeah.
He's killed the human now,
Yeah.
just now, and he's lying dead on the floor." I mean, we can't just ignore that. Someone's gotta go check it out. And what? He's gonna kill them too?
No, but I get the feeling like it should almost have been the ending. They could have tried to make him more of a tragic character, like he was. Like we find out that the parents, like you said, actually hid him away because he's a little bit crazy. He did kill a child when he was a child, but it was an accident, or he was a peculiar child or whatever. But then during these years, it became this like love-hate relationship between the parents. So we want to keep you safe from the police, but you have to stay in the walls, and you get to eat our scraps, or even. They do mention the whole thing about rats, how they capture rats to keep rats out of the house.
Yeah, because they don't want him getting in the walls.
Yeah, but instead they're feeding him the rats or whatever. And that's why he ventures outside of the walls when they get a nanny. Because he wants to like eat real food and he wants to be with another person. Make him more of a tragic character. That would have been more interesting. So in the end, when it turns out he is crazy, though, he kills people. And he wants to well, attack her, and they have to leave him. He is left in the house, and we see him all alone. We do get the scene where you see the empty house and him putting the doll back together.
Mm.
But that scene happens from what we can get from the movie. It's directly after they have left. Yeah. It should have been like, you didn't even have to say, but you could have just shown the house more run down. Everything is dusty, and we see him sitting in the actual house now, since it's abandoned. It's just him in the house, putting the doll back together, and maybe like putting it next to the doll he made of her or something. And now he's stuck there alone.
Or something.
Yeah. And now
they should have evolved the character of Brahms more. They should have made him more sympathetic.
Yeah.
Because they could have changed the whole thing where she eventually goes like, okay, I'll take care of you. The last part where she takes care of real Brahms.
Yeah.
They could have changed that so that she wants to take care of the real Brahms because she feels sorry for him. For
yeah,
being
like
left alone.
Stockholm syndrome thing almost.
Yes.
Yeah.
More than like they did just her trying to fool him.
Yeah, it could have been like, forget about the Cole character altogether. Make it oh no, Rupert Evans, what was his name? Malcolm be the one trying to, we have to get out of here now. You're going crazy from the doll. The doll is making you insane. And he grabs it and smashes it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They should have scrapped. I mean, the Cole character could have existed, fine, but he doesn't have to be in the movie.
No.
Just mention him. Mention the loss of a child from an abusive ex.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And that's why she leaves.
Yeah. Make it something like that.
But then give her, like you said, the Stockholm syndrome, that she feels sorry for this boy who's been left alone in the walls for 20 years, and her maternal feelings come alive from, losing the child and then seeing him being abused more or less like her.
Yeah.
She wants to take care of him. She's like, I don't care what you've done in the past. I don't care that your parents did this or that to you. We're going to be happy together. I'll take care of you now.
Mm.
And then Malcolm coming in and being,
that would have been,
this is insane.
Yeah.
That would have been a great movie.
That would have been or even
a better movie, at least.
yeah. But I wonder how much, because they like we said, they do hint at stuff like that by having her backstory being the loss of a child, and the excuse me, the kind of dubious backstory to what actually happened with the little girl, and the fire and all that. Was Brahms really evil, or wasn't he? Why is he living in the walls? There are little hints at some of the stuff we talked about, and I wonder how much was actually in the script. How different the original script is from the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's written by Stacy Menier.
Yeah.
And this was her first movie, which is interesting. She worked as no, that's basically it. The only credits she has is The Boy, Brahms The Boy 2, which she wrote and was also script editor on, and Mixtape, which is a movie that hasn't come out yet.
And an untitled border town thriller.
No, I didn't even see that.
Also isn't out yet, I think.
Where do you see that?
If you check her known for on IMDb, the four images that come up is The Boy, Mixtape, Untitled Border Town thriller, and Brahms The Boy 2.
Yeah. So it would be interesting to read the original script.
Yeah.
Or maybe it would just be disappointing. It turns out no, they pretty much filmed her script.
Yeah. At the same time, I mean, if she had written a better script, then why would they change it to this?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
because the movie has a lot of room for improvement. Not only the things we've mentioned, but it's not a long movie.
No.
It doesn't. It's contained. It's in one setting.
Yeah.
It can't be the money thing, really. Cause
no. Yeah, they have a perfect.
They have. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure. I think that castle is actually in Canada. I think it said something like that in the end credits. That most of the movie takes place in is filmed in Canada. So I don't know. I guess it's creepier when it's England or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Americans don't like England.
Yeah. So it's not that, and the budget wouldn't have to change for the stuff we mentioned. It's still all just a few actors, even less actors, because Cole isn't in it. Um, so I think they just, it feels like they just wanted to go for cheap thrills, which is then strange why they didn't change it to a ghost, because then you can have more
Actual
ghost scares.
thrill.
Yeah, instead of just the weird dream scares. I don't know. You could,
Because the only thing creepy that they do now, except for those two ghost scares in the dreams, is that the fact that it's a fucking doll.
Yeah, and the doll, at first, it is a little creepy. And when it starts, because dolls are inherently creepy. It's just, it's a thing from childhood, especially me. I mean, everyone's scared of dolls, but I was traumatized by an episode of The X-Files when I was a kid.
All right.
I don't remember which one it is, but it's written by Stephen King. It's the one I have only rewatched once since then. Even I'm a big fan of The X-Files, so I rewatch that all the time. But I skipped that episode because it's fucking creepy.
Do you remember that I had porcelain dolls?
Oh yeah.
When I was
yeah. Quick side note. I watched that episode. It's from like 96 or something.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find it actually. Stephen King, because I remember it was written by him. That was the big thing with that episode. Stephen King, X-Files. See if it should probably.
Do you know why I got rid of my porcelain dolls?
Because
I started watching horror movies.
Yeah. It aired in February 1998. So probably later that year in Sweden, which means I was 9 years old, and I got to stay up and watch.
I was 4.
Yeah, I got to stay up and watch this episode, and I usually didn't, because my curfew bedtime was always at 8 or 9 back then.
Did we have bedtimes? I don't remember.
Oh yeah. Quick tangent again. I never saw Jag the series. I only saw the intro for years until I was a teenager. And then when I was allowed to stay up later, I watched that show all the time because I love that intro. I always saw the intro when I walked up to my room. Because it aired at 8.
I remember our parents being kind of like loosey-goosey with all that shit. Because I guess to watch horror movies and action movies when I was like 5.
Oh, no, I saw stuff like that. But bedtime was always... And I guess because I was a teenager before you were that age... I was 9 when you were 13. Maybe back then.
Wait. What? You were 9 when I was 13?
You were 9 when I was 13. Sorry. So maybe then, because we shared a room for a few years, so you can stay up as long as Tobias and whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, back.
But that's the reason I got rid of dolls, because I don't remember how old I was, but me and my best friend, we started watching horror movies pretty early. Yeah, and you showed me horror movies.
Yeah, and you had a bunch of porcelain dolls, just like Brahms.
Yeah, about 10.
Yeah.
I think I watched 2 horror movies, one with a doll, and I was like, Mom, I want to get rid of the dolls.
Yeah, but before that, just quickly back to the X-Files thing, we saw this episode called Chinga. It's from the 5th season, and it's about a possessed porcelain doll, there are some really freaky, creepy episodes. But mostly X-Files is fine. But this is one of the scarier ones, at least in my opinion. So I was really freaked out, and I vividly remember our mother, when I was walking up the stairs, she was upstairs already, coming down into the stairs, holding one of your dolls and saying, look, it's a scary doll. I have that memory in my head, so it must, maybe I'm just imagining it, but it must be real. In my head, it is real.
No, it's probably real. Our mother could do stuff like that without realizing what she was really doing.
Yeah. And it freaked me out. So I've always thought dolls are a little creepy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. But yes, other than that, the movie isn't scary at all.
No, not really.
So,
and eventually it just becomes an action, like most modern horror movies.
Yeah.
If it's not even if it's a ghost, sometimes it becomes an action movie at the end.
Yeah, and it came in the middle of the 2010s, where you had a bunch of those cheap horror movies. I mean, there's always been those cheap horror movies, but it really felt like there was like a surge of them towards the latter half of the 2010s, with all these exorcism movies and the doll movies. You had the Annabelle sequels and this movie and a bunch of really low budget movies where people are stuck in houses. You had Hush, Inside, which we should watch Inside sometime. That is a really bad movie, which is kind of similar to this. Spoilers: there's a boy in the wall, but
wait,
not the French movie.
Not the French one. No. That Inside is a
no, that's creepy or disturbing for real.
Yeah.
But there's a movie, I think it's actually on Netflix. That's called, I think it's called Inside. No, sorry, not Inside. Shut In.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
I started watching it once it appeared on. I think they removed it. Oh yeah, they removed it because no one was watching it because it's terrible. Anyway, but you have other movies like Open House. I mentioned Hush. There's actually a movie literally called "I Am the Pretty Girl That Lives Inside the Walls."
Yes.
So
I googled the list of like horror movies from 2010 to 2020.
There's a bunch of those.
You have The Cabin in the Woods. You have Insidious.
Well, The Cabin. No. But those movies have a better concept, at least.
Yes, but there are.
Yeah, but I'm thinking the low budget, cheap thrills horror movies.
Yeah. I'm trying to see. It's really weirdly structured. I can't really get. But there's a bunch of horror movies.
Yeah, I mentioned
those years, like between 2010 and 2020, more horror movies per year than I've ever realized.
Yeah,
in other years.
And there were a lot of good ones, but there also was like a surge of really bad ones, unfortunately.
How do you remember the movie Mama?
Oh yeah.
How'd you feel about that one?
I don't like it. Cool concept, not scary at all, and a terrible conclusion.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the boy. So the boy, while it isn't the worst of these cheap cash grabs from the 2010s, it is definitely up there, and it is the most formulaic of them, I think. It's literally, because that was kind of a joke for a little while. It was exaggerated, but that every movie had a boy in the wall. But there were a few movies like this, but this one literally had a boy in the walls.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the most formulaic, and it is therefore the one that I think is the most like known out of those movies, and that's why it got a sequel. None of these other movies got a sequel. You didn't see a Shut In 2. You didn't see Hush 2. Well, it's not really the same thing, but kind of. Don't Breathe. We didn't get a Don't Breathe 2, even though they have talked about it, but I don't think they're gonna do that. Don't Breathe was good though.
One with the kids that broke into the blind man's house, right? Yeah.
But I don't want to pair that up with these movies because Don't Breathe is a good movie. It's actually a good movie.
You can't really do a sequel to that though.
No. Well,
I mean,
it's the spoiler cast, so let's spoil it. The old man is alive in the end of that movie.
True.
We see in the credits he walks into the airport. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but it would be the same movie once again.
It would be, yeah.
That sequel that is the same sequel that is the first movie remade with different characters. No, that's not a sequel. We need money.
Yeah. Well then, let's briefly discuss, because you haven't seen anything from the Boy 2 or Brahms.
No,
the Boy
only poster.
Yeah.
Actually,
so since you can't really make a good sequel to The Boy, what do you think is gonna happen in The Boy 2?
I have no clue.
Like what? How would you make a sequel to The Boy?
I wouldn't.
But if I have a gun to your head, make a sequel now? We're gonna spend 10 million on it, and we're gonna make 30 million. Write it.
Does it have to be a horror movie?
Yes.
I guess maybe. Maybe. Okay, so let's say that I forgot her name again. What's her name?
Greta.
Greta and Malcolm. They report this to the authorities. The authorities go like, no, of course not. You're crazy. Because hello. I mean,
Hello.
it's the old whatever the
There are
name
no
was.
boys in the walls.
Yeah, and that couple is so harmless. No one. We haven't even heard from them. They're on vacation. They're fine. Nothing's happening there. They send just to calm her down to get her stuff. Maybe they send an officer
Yeah.
who hears stuff and then get shut in. And then it's a cat and mouse sort of with Bram in the walls and the officer going around trying to like find a way out, trying to figure out where the sound is coming from.
Is it is it like in real time? So the movie's like 2 hours and he's in the house for those 2 hours. I can't hear you.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it just went quiet. I don't know.
Maybe if you have to make well, I would say that. And then, halfway through the movie, the doll shows up and the officer's like, well, that's weird. Or the doll's sitting there and she just goes like, but that's weird. Why would the doll be sitting there looking all fine and all?
Yeah.
When she said it was smashed.
Mm-hmm.
Or so, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah.
I haven't even read the,
No, don't. We'll save that.
I'm just looking at the, I searched it and that comes up as the first search, of course.
Yeah.
And I'm just now realizing that, oh god, I fucked up my focus, sorry. That Katie
Fucked
Holmes.
up your lighting.
Yeah, that's
there we go.
Katie Holmes?
Yeah.
Is in it?
Yeah.
The hell? They must have raised their budget.
No, I don't think
no,
so.
maybe she doesn't.
She
hasn't done a movie in quite a while, right?
She does little things here and there. I don't think she actually. I think she's pretty. She's fine with money because of her marriage to Tom Cruise. Even after they divorced, I'm pretty sure she still she got a good settlement.
She probably still gets.
Yeah.
I mean, she's been getting good money since all her older movies as well.
Yeah, and that too. And I don't know, maybe it's not syndicated anymore, but for many years she probably received a lot of checks for Dawson's Creek. So
true.
She's probably fine. So she does little things here and there. And yeah, maybe this was
How old is she?
40?
She was born in 78.
Yeah, 42.
Yeah. That as well seems weird. Well, it depends on how they structure it, but she's, as a main female lead, as a female lead, compared to Greta, she's a bit older.
Yeah. Well,
it has to be a mom role. She can't be a new nanny or anything like that.
There is a family involved.
Okay, so she's the mom.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, God, please don't tell me a family moves into this abandoned house and Brom still lives in the wall.
Well, I'm gonna ask you, since this is our first episode, we're basically finishing up. Since this is live, should we acknowledge chat, because people are talking in the chat?
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
I haven't had anything up. I can't see that.
No, okay. We had a regular viewer early on, and I just like, should I acknowledge it? I don't know. I mean, it is
of course.
live. Yeah, okay, but we have Quickie Ball in the chat now, and I guess we will react to chat.
Can you put the chat up so it will be in the video when you put it on YouTube?
I guess I could. Yeah.
Oh shit! Sorry, I just turned on the stream to see the chat.
So maybe we'll do like if people have been watching for the entire episode, if they have questions or anything, or
of course.
We'll acknowledge it more towards the end or something. Because it's still Quickie Ball. It is supposed to be more like a conversation. Why we're live streaming it is just because we can, I guess.
Yeah, it's an easier format for us.
Yeah. To just export this to YouTube later.
Yeah.
But thank you for watching. And now you're going to be in the episode. And you tune in very late, but we've been talking about and spoiling the 2016 horror movie, The Boy. And that's what we're gonna do in this podcast.
Serious.
In the series, yeah. So check that out on YouTube if you want to watch our other episodes. They're over there. There's a link somewhere down there to my YouTube channel. But anyway, we're done though with the movie. That's why we started talking about the second one.
We can't really say much more about this one. It's like we said in the beginning. It's the idea. The main idea is valid. You could have gone really well with that, but they didn't.
No, yeah, and I think partly because it is a lackluster idea. It's like, oh, there's a boy in the wall, but she thinks it's a doll, and then we have scares. That's about it. They didn't. I honestly, I think they didn't want to do anything more with it.
I'm sorry. I just realized one of the chats. Is this the real Gamer Ex Machina?
Yes, this is the real Gamer Ex Machina.
Is there more than one?
I don't know. Let's
How
see.
do we know if
Let's,
you're the
let's,
real one?
let's see how they react if I say, "Praise Lamb." Gamer Ex Machina says, "Praise Lamb."
Oh my god, I missed that bit.
Yeah, could be some of those.
Wow, my colors are weird when I look at the stream.
It looks fine from here. Anyway, so yeah, it's a cheap movie. There may be more of these names. Well, I am the best Gamer Ex Machina, so definitely tune in to my stream every Tuesday and Thursday at least.
And random game streams, maybe.
And random game streams, yeah. But right now we're talking about a movie, and yeah.
I don't know what to say about this movie, to be honest. I mean, we've said it all. We can't say more.
What we can say
One
is,
thing you didn't mention.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about the music or the camera work or any of that.
That's because the camera work is boring.
Yeah, the music is still.
Yeah, the music is mostly like lackluster. You can't really hear it.
I don't know. The only music you hear is the one they're playing on the megaphone thingy.
Yeah, gramophone.
That's the word.
Yeah, it's bog standard horror music, even though it's written by Bear McCreary, who he's done some good music. He made the soundtrack to the latest Godzilla movie, which was the only good thing about that Godzilla movie. He did all the music for The Walking Dead, so I'm wondering if there's a connection there. I don't know. He does a bunch of stuff, and he does pretty good music from time to time. But this is just. So there's nothing.
Yeah, I didn't even notice it.
No, there's nothing standout about the movie at all, and it's a movie like obviously they didn't care about it. It was just a cheap cash grab. So I'm wondering, why make a sequel to it? Why don't just write another creepy house movie? Why call it The Boy 2?
Did this one even go well on in cinemas?
Well, like I said before, it was a $10 million movie. It made about $45 million worldwide, which means it's a profit of like $30 million. So they just took the money and ran, and that's perfect. But I mean, they could just write another crappy horror movie. Why make it a sequel? No, there are no The Boy fans.
6.0.
Huh?
On the IMDb, it has a 6.0.
Yeah.
So it's a medium movie.
Yeah, well, not to discourage or like look down on audiences, because we have some audience here. Hi, I like you. But I usually look at the critic rating because the audience rating is from time to time.
The Metascore is 42.
42, yeah. I think I rated it. What? Well, I used to rate it. It should be rated for me. It's supposed to have a 4 rating from me. Well, you can't see it now, but anyway.
I'm not into my.
Quickie Ball said the sequel can be like The Boy Wants to Frick 2. Yeah. That could be the sequel. Spoilers.
Because he wants to.
Spoilers, that's not what the sequel is. But we should save our discussion about the sequel until next week, because that is why we did this one, because there's not a lot of movies to talk about out there, but one of them is The Boy 2, and I just wanted to see that one. So out of pure morbid curiosity. So thank you to everyone tuning in the end of the stream. I'm sorry about that, but you can all watch the entire conversation on YouTube, because we're going to archive this podcast on YouTube. And I have a bunch of other videos there. Movie reviews, analyses, other podcasts where we talk about movies. Trailer reactions. Everything. 99% is movie related. So if you like that stuff, it will all be on YouTube. Yes, Quickie Ball. It's all going to be on YouTube. So please check that out. But if you want to see this stuff live, we're going to do Spoilercast on Thursdays around this time, depending on where you are in the world. That's different, of course, but it's about 5 p.m. for us. 5 p.m. Swedish time. And then on Tuesdays, we do the Adam Sandler podcasts at 8 p.m. Swedish time.
That's you and your friend, right?
My co-host Christopher, yes. Oh. Where we only talk about Adam Sandler movies. Yes, we
How many are there left?
Oh, we just passed the halfway point.
Wow, you've been doing it for a while, though.
Yes, we've been doing it for a while. But we have plans. There are many more movies to do after that are still Adam Sandler adjacent, so...
Okay, cool.
Anyway, so thank you for watching live, or thank you for watching on YouTube. Be sure to leave a like if you liked it, leave a dislike if you disliked it, and leave some constructive...
Try to subscribe, maybe on YouTube, maybe on Twitch.
Yeah, you can follow me here, subscribe on YouTube to always be updated when we release new stuff. There's even a Patreon link if you want to support the channel and the stream even more, help us do more stuff like this. Any amount will do, but... You know, if you're just subscribing and following, that's the main thing I want. I want to grow this channel and this stream.
And if you're watching on YouTube, do not be afraid to leave comments.
Yes, exactly.
Be sure to come out before we do the next stream, actually, so we can comment maybe things on what you said about number 1 before we talk about it.
Definitely. Leave your creative criticism and your thoughts on The Boy if you, for some reason, saw that crappy movie. Like us. Leave your comments about the movie, leave your comments about the stream, about the podcast, about anything in the comments below. But until next time, have a good one. Bye-bye. Oh my god, you cut out again. Whatever.
Bye.
Bye.